Hello, welcome to Confessions of a Frustrated Game Master. I am Robert, the narrator, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Confessions. Well, as you could see from the title of the video, I'm going to talk about a question that I put up on one of the Facebook TTRPG groups that I'm a member of. It has 6,000 members, and I put a little survey up that included the question that's in the title. When you're playing a tabletop role-playing game campaign, the GM, the campaign is only as good as the GM who is running it, or it is only as good as the players that are playing it. Now, to my surprise, of all of the respondents, which were, I think the last time I checked, it was close to 80 respondents, I did not get a single wrong answer because the correct answer, the best practices answer is that when you are playing a role-playing game, both the game master and players are important if it's going to be a fun experience, because tabletop role-playing games are a collaborative experience. And that really shocked me because of what I have experienced in the hobby for the many years that I have played. Now, I would say that from my experience, it is a very, very rare occurrence to have a player at my table when I'm a game master or when I'm a player who doesn't seem to have the attitude that they are there to be entertained by the game master. So when I'm the game master, it is a very rare occurrence for me not to have players who are at the table and clearly have the attitude that I am there to entertain them. And if anything goes wrong, it is my fault. And when I have been a player at tables, I have witnessed my fellow players treating the game master the same way. So it was really shocking to not see any of the respondents to that survey on the Facebook group say that it is the campaign is only as good as the game master. Because I have always experienced players waiting for me to have them enjoy the game. Players who constantly come to the game unprepared, who don't take it into their own hands to learn the rules well enough to make their own character or immerse themselves in the little bit of information I give them about the world, making a character that is part of the world or a character that they created from knowing the setting. Just some of the real basics, just a lack of buy-in generally from the majority of players that I have played with. So it really shocks me that all of the respondents, down to the last person, knows that a role-playing game is a collaborative effort. And throughout my history in the hobby, anytime a player has been unsatisfied with the game, it was never couched under the idea that, hey, can we sit down and collaborate about how this could be a better experience? It was never, you know what, it's just that this setting or your style is not right for me. It really was that, it really was kind of couched under the idea that, hey man, it's all on you that I am not entertained. Of course, as we say for almost every issue at the table, session 0 can be really important to get buy-in from your players that are at the table. You want to make sure that everyone knows what the setting is, what the system is, what the premise of the game is going to be, what the players are going to want to do or are going to be challenged to do at the game, to fix some of these issues of lack of buy-in or the player looking at the GM to entertain them. But of course, if there are things about your style that don't match a player's style at your table, there may be nothing that you can do about that circumstance. So what do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Are you going to give the same correct answer that tabletop role-playing is a collaborative effort that takes a good GM and good players? And as a game master, or even as a player at a table, have you ever witnessed players' attitude at the table being that they are there to be entertained by the game master? Do you know any players who would have said about the survey that it is the game master's job to make sure that the campaign is a successful campaign? Because over my years of playing, I definitely have played with players who seemed to think that it was my job to entertain them. They had no stakes in making sure that the game was fun. They were just there to be entertained. So it really shocked me that I didn't come across any players who had that attitude. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for checking out this video. And as normal, if you check out the description below, you can find the links for my tabletop role-playing game, Peace the RPG, the free basic edition of the game, 280 free pages of goodness. Check that out if you want to check out a new tabletop role-playing game experience. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're watching this video. Talk to you later.